So it looks like Ben Shapiro and Tomi Lahren have gotten into a disagreement. Something that I touched on when I talked about Tomi Lahren making the absurd claim that people who call Democrats who are calling for the abolishing of ICE are saying that they want to abolish the rule of law. Unbelievable comment. I don't understand why anybody would make that. It's really stupid. But there's another thing where she basically came out saying that the Trump administration, or basically the Supreme Court justice that Trump chooses, shouldn't want to overturn Roe v. Wade. Now, she's saying that, although we do know the comments that came before where she was on The View that got her a ton of backlash and she ended up being fired by The Blaze, it seemed that her rationalization of it, at least in that segment, seemed to be more of an electoral strategy than anything of we shouldn't do this because I'm pro-choice, or that, women should have the right to choose, or whatever it may be. That didn't seem to be the case. It seemed more to be, the way, and she said today this, on Twitter, she tweets out the video saying, we win by staying out of social issues, which is weird because, your entire, ideology is really based off social issues, whether it be immigration, all that type of stuff. Nothing you really talk about is very much so economic at all. But Ben Shapiro responded to this by saying, nope, we win by protecting human life, or our victories aren't victories. So I just want to, I'm just curious, because it's amazing to me how people on the right can claim to be pro-life, but be in favor of everything possible that would be, against, preserving or protecting life after being born. So being in favor of sending people to just go off to wars and die, that are just perpetual wars that, wars have been going on for 17 years. That's a long fucking time. That's a really long fucking time, and people are just dying. So, but the main thing I wanted to get to is, how can you claim to be for protecting human life when, you are not for universal health care? How can that be? I don't understand that. That has to be one of the biggest contradictions, because you're saying, oh, no, we win by protecting human life, or our victories aren't victories. But, how is trying to repeal Obamacare, which is going to result in about 20 million more uninsured Americans in the United States, how is that protecting human life? How is going out of your way, dedicating your entire career to attempting to dismantle the program that gives insurance, health insurance to, poor Americans or otherwise wouldn't be able to, have it? How is that protecting life? I don't understand that, because again, he's committed pretty much all of his career, his political career, to just shitting on any form of, healthcare programs that the government does to try to help poor people. And so, if you don't, with this specific statement, by protecting human life, if you are not for universal healthcare, and you are, especially if you're adamantly against universal healthcare, you're not really for protecting human life, because by your policies, human life will be dying off and being in much worse condition if we go by your policies, because 45,000 Americans die per year because they don't have access to basic health insurance. So I don't understand that, and maybe someone can explain it to me, but I don't understand how this works.